Welcome everybody to the Sunday morning show of Lovebyte. We had a hell of a show yesterday with a lot of things happening. We had the bite battles, we had seminars, we had some showcases of some intros, all sorts of things. I don't know really where to start. I guess I'll start with the bite battles. Did you guys check the bite battles? It really turned out cool. Flopin, you participated in one. I should probably announce who I'm with. I'm here with Flopin and Rolla, which are Flopin is
Hello.
the current Shader Showdown champion, and she also participated on Byte Battle doing some stuff for the TIC 80. And Rolla is a legend of size coding, and he participated on quite some stuff at Lovebyte as well. So, Flopin, real quick, what did you think about the Byte battles that happened that happened today, and yours in particular, I guess?
Well, I was really glad to be part of it. I think it's a really interesting event and a really interesting compo, and it changed me a bit from Shader Showdown, definitely.
How did it compare with Shader Showdown?
Um, I would say that the size, like the fact that you have to make it hold in two
To 56 bytes.
156 bytes
Mm-hmm.
makes it super interesting. But I'm kinda in the phase where I love code golfing and stuff like that. So I think it was really the right moment, at least to me, to jump onto that. And the Super Rogue was really nice and explained me a lot of stuff. I think he wanted to enroll me, so but he did it well, and I'm totally hooked to the TKT platform right now.
What did
So
you feel about pallet restrictions? Because that's one of the highest important things on the TIC 80. Like you have those colors, and if you want to change them, you need to do some poking wizardry and lose a lot of bytes for that. And you're used to having access to all the colors. So how hard was it to adapt to being constrained in terms of palette?
to me, I just use the basics 15 palette directly available.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it super pretty. So the colors was the easiest part to me in
Okay,
that
cool.
battle.
Cool. Rolla, did you have a chance to mess around with TIC 80? Do you know anything about it?
I don't really know. I just was interested passively in it. I know we program in Lua or
Mm-hmm.
some version at least of Lua in it, and Lua doesn't need end of statement characters, so you can flow very nicely if you chain the commands right after each other.
Yeah.
So
Did you get
it's
a chance to
it's
see
kind of
the?
different.
Did you get a chance to see the battles? What did you think about them?
I've seen snippets of them and caught a few of the endings, and I really like what the guys were tweaking at the end with trying to not to get over the limit and playing with with the palette, which has nice four gradients which are right next to each other. So the palette is really nicely chosen for that, at
Mm-hmm.
least the indices of that.
Okay.
So I really like the compo.
Would this be something you'd be interested in participating in the future?
I would love to, but I would need to practice because I really don't know Rua that
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
I
of
learned
course,
a
of
lot
course,
today.
of course.
I
And
never code. I never coded Lua like one week ago, so I just started practicing 7 days ago, and never wrote a Lua line of my life.
So 7 days should be enough for anyone to learn Lua programming.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move
Especially
on.
if you're already a size coder roller. So
Yeah, you should know those optimizations by heart. Let's move on with the other stuff that happened. We
Okay.
had some seminars, which were quite interesting. We had some compos, the byte beat music, a lot of excruciating entries, but also a few that were like really on point. I remember like the stuff from Gasman was really interesting. KB also did an entry. Tomcat of Abaddon did this tango thing. Really a lot of interesting entries. Did you guys manage to catch it? Is there something you would like to say about this compo in particular?
For me, I didn't manage to catch it, but I was there for when the byte beat was invented on Puet and around. So I know my way around the early entries, but sadly not today's that I would need to catch up on later.
Okay. Uh,
No,
Anything you
I
want to
saw.
add, Flopin?
Yeah, I was there during the compo, and really the tango thing, I found it like super impressive. It was really a tango, like the mood,
Mm-hmm.
the beats and stuff. That was really well made, and also the one from KB was really catchy.
Okay. We also had 256 pixel graphics with 61 entries shown in 1 hour. People had a hard time following this compo, but it's up for voting now, and you can rewatch the entries there. A lot of cool entries here, a lot of cool stuff from seasoned veterans like Facet and Exoset. A lot of cool stuff. I mean, I have trouble just picking some favorites. I have like 10 or 12 favorites out of the list of all of these. Is there anything you guys want to mention about this? Did you follow it? Is there a particular one that you particularly like, Rola?
I really like the ones that manage to have a semblance of a face in there or a person.
Yeah, that's always hard to pull off in 16 by 16 pixels.
I really like the extremely low tiny pixelated Toy Story thing
Yeah,
from
that was
from
cool.
far in,
Yeah, that was really
and
cool.
yeah, and
Flopin, do you have any
kind of
favorite?
yeah.
Tough choice. I really oh gosh, I lost it. Sorry, I was one I
You
wanted to
had it, and
talk
then you
about.
lost it in the sea of 61.
Oh yeah, the raccoon. The little raccoon is just so cute. I
Okay.
really loved it.
Uh,
And the Toy Story 2, obviously, it's really impressive, and what you can do in such a little space and number of pixels.
Okay, let's see what people will vote for and who ends up winning. We also had the Byte Beat Tracker compo, only had 2 entries. Both of them are pretty decent, I think, but not much to say about it overall. Then we had the old school 128 byte intro compo, which was also pretty decent. Especially like the entry from Ilmanit. And we were talking, Rola, about the heart thing that you also seem to like. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, I've tried multiple times without any success to get a semblance of data into my intros. So I was really impressed by the alien and by the beating heart.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One Day One Love by B Fox, and also by Chang by the from Doc's Joker with the 3D tunnel that might have been faked or might have been a 2D effect, but it looked really impressive with the attributes on the ZX Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think that getting any semblance of any pre-recorded animation that you cannot tweak very well is pretty impressive in this kind of size.
Yeah, definitely. Flopping, did you manage to catch the compo? Anything you would like to highlight?
Unfortunately, I didn't catch it.
Aw, sad
Sorry.
times, sad times.
Yeah.
Then we had the high-end 128 byte intro compo. Also, a lot of good entries. Helmut had a few entries there. Sensenthal had this awesome conceptual thing. I and then Rola, you did an amazing masterpiece. Can you tell us a little bit about Geroid? Well, where did the concept for this come from? How the hell do you have this in real time? Tell us a little bit about it.
So this was actually inspired by Bass's intros, Tube and Lattice. Tube is pretty much the most favorite intro on Fouet, which displays a tunnel with two colors and transparent cylinders and rotating camera. And Lattice is actually really similar to what I've done. It's a repeating 3D structures that's defined by a distance function. So this is just the classic distance function ray marching, which I somehow managed to fit in there.
But how can you have ray marching in DOS? It's not possible.
Well, I don't think that ray marching with variable steps has really been done in this size category or below. But somebody might feel free to correct me. And the speed is actually caused by pre-computing the sine table, because the sine and cosine functions under DOS, at least for the FPU, are extremely slow, and I need about 40 or 50 of them for each pixel. So speed is done by pre-computation.
Nice. Awesome stuff. Another highlight of the compo was On the Road by Ionic. I really love that one. The fact that it started pre-calculating and was just getting the start before the car took off. That was a great little touch, and it was looking really good.
And On the Road was pretty awesome.
Yep. Anything else you would like to mention, Rolla, about the competition on this particular compo?
Well, actually, all of the entries were pretty impressive that we've been shown.
Okay.
I really liked that somebody has managed to fit a nice program in the TIC 80 category.
Yeah, that's hard to, because you don't have access to the machine code itself. You have to put an actual letter there, so it's extra hard to have all the bytes there. Philippine, did you catch this one? Anything you would like to highlight or add to the commentary here?
I really, really, really love the aesthetic from the Wish Granter of Sessenstahl.
Yeah.
I really love seeing this kind of low-end platforms or size code thing being used with that kind of composition rather than just an XOR or thing like that. I don't like it. It's still great to start with something. Like you have to start with the basic knowledge, like how to do XOR, etc. And it can be super pretty, but really mastering the thing as much as you are able to produce something you thought about, that has composition, that has colors managed in a way that it's aesthetically pleasing. I think that's really great. And to me, the piece from Sentence Style.
They call him Sense and Style because he always puts a little style into his intros instead of just being pure technical stuff.
Style. Okay, I love it.
So it's a Sense and Style intro because he loses those extra bytes to put that concept into the thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, the last compo that we had was the 32-byte intro, which was a massive compo, 40 entries, a lot of interesting stuff. Anything particular that jumped to your mind? Flipping, did you manage to catch this one?
And I catched it until the one from Goblinish, I think.
Okay, so not everything.
Not everything. I loved the first one. Again, great aesthetic. I'm not totally aware of what it takes to fit things in 32 bytes. So usually I hang on to what I know more, which is like the aesthetic and stuff like that. And the inner groove from Evop, or IVOP, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, was really simple but interesting.
and had sound at the same time, which I heard in the
Mm.
Atari is relatively easy to get, but it synced well. So that was actually one of my favorites as well. Was the first one by Evop, and he did another later on in the compo as well, also by Evop, which I also really liked. There were others that were also really good. Stuff by Super Rogue was really cool. The Blake 32 was really awesome as well. Other stuff on the Atari was also pretty impressive. Super Rolla, do you have any favorite on this compo?
Well, obviously the Super Oak feedback rotating effect, which created spirals at one point, was really impressive. But I really liked also using the when people use the built-in routines in the ROM of other platforms. We don't really have a line drawing routine in DOS, and
On
it would
Atari they
help a lot.
have, so yeah, that's
Yeah,
bytes
yeah,
that
yeah.
they save. But that's
Also the
smart. That's
trace,
smart use. Yeah.
yeah, the Tracer 32B by Timetable Debris. I was thinking when I saw it whether I've seen it before, and this pattern actually appears when you draw lines in a particular way. So I was glad that I found out how it works.
It's a sort of a moire effect, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the 3D thing from Helmut, I think it was called Platforms. I don't know
Yeah.
how he did it, so I need to dive into the code and
Yeah.
look at
32
it later.
bytes.
Really,
It's
really, so many impressive stuff with so many impressive things with sound and stuff. I think I will focus on this category a little bit more in the future.
awesome. Great to hear. That's it about the day that just went by. Let's talk about some stats that I have here for you guys that SuperO graciously delivered us. Total number of executables per executable entries per author. So Jin X was the person who submitted the most executables for Lovebyte. Thank you, Jin X, for your support. 25 entries in total, one of which was co-made with Goblinish. Then Helmut with 19 entries, Goblinish with 16. Freddy with 13, and Dieter with 12 entries. So a lot of entries from these guys. Thank you so much for your support. Great to have your content on the party. The biggest number of different platforms per author was won by Goblinish, of course. He always does like a different platform for every single release or similar to that. He did stuff
Yeah.
for DOS, Atari, Orao. I have no clue what an Orao is. I expect it's like an Oreo, but a lot more crunchy because of the silicon. I made that joke during the stream, so I had to repeat it now. The TIC 80, the TVC, also no clue what a TVC is, and the ZX Spectrum. So 6 different platforms altogether. Very impressive stuff. Rolla, are you only coding for DOS, or do you also do stuff for other platforms?
I'm familiar with Z80 and 6502 assemblers, but I've never done abroad in on the platforms that use those.
Okay.
I'm a DOS guy right now.
Okay.
I might branch out a little later, but there's so much to learn.
Yeah, it's always, new platform, you have to relearn a few things, or at least get acquainted with some of the things. A few more stats that we have. Old school biathlon participants. We had 42 Bastion, Dieter, Docs, Freddy, Goblinish, Ilmanit, Evop, Serato, Trix, and Reborn. So 10 people participating on the old school biathlon. And on the high end biathlon, we had Goblinish, Gasman, Helmut, Orbi, Rolla, and Sensenstall. So 6 people. So thank you so much for your participation on the biathlon, believing in the project that was Lovebyte. And also Parogue must be really thankful for everyone for their support, and yeah, it's been pretty cool. Philippine, any comments on these numbers, this diversity?
I have actually one question. It's not a comment, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can answer it. I'm kind of impressed by the number of platforms Goblinish is mastering. Does all of those needs to be coded in a different assembly language because they are all different CPUs,
Some
or?
of them are similar or have a similar code base, but they end up having different specifications overall. But I know he masters a lot of different assemblers for that or what's it called, platform language. I don't know the right terminology for that, but I know he knows a decent variety of them. But some of these older platforms, they overlap a lot in the terms of the operators that they use and things like that. Rolla, you know a bit more about this. Do you want to help me answer Flopine this question?
Uh, well, as far as I know, that all of the 6 platforms that Goblinish has submitted something on use a different assembler. I'm not familiar with the Oreo or TVC, but ZX Spectrum and DOS and Atari and TVC, I mean TIC80, they are all different languages and use different conventions for calling the system and things like that. So Goblinish is pretty impressive with what he can do with this knowledge.
Yep. So moving on, we are going to talk about the bite battles. So we had the first 4 semifinals, and we're about to announce the results and the brackets for the upcoming semifinals. So the first battle that we had was Flopine versus Gasman, and the winner of that one is Flopine. Congratulations. Gasman was over the bite limit, so he was disqualified. Flopine had already won. You were saying, Rolla?
I'm just congratulations, Flopine. I was sad to see any disqualifications because I was told that it didn't happen during the prelims. But congrats to Flopine to get the effect working and continuing with the next round.
It was looking pretty good as well,
Thank
so
you.
it wasn't just because of the bite
That was
size.
right.
That
Sure.
it actually looked better. Gasman was faster to get something on screen that was nice, but then I don't know. Then he got lost somehow. I don't know. And Flopine managed to add to it without going over the limit. So congrats, Flopine. The next
Thanks.
round that we had was Super Rogue versus Blueberry, and Super Rogue won that one. That was really close match as well. I was rooting for Blueberry on that one. I really like his plasma there with the dithering and everything. But Super Rogue won. You guys voted, and your word is the mantra. Then we had Writer versus Orbital Decay, and Orbital Decay won that one. So congratulations, Orbi of Desire. You move on to the next one, and the next we had one more, which I'm desperately looking for.
Montratonic and against Newson.
Matatronic against Newson, exactly, and Newson won that one. So our bite battle master, the Pope Avok, has shuffled who will be facing against each on the next one. And Flopine, you're up against Newson on the first semifinal. Are you happy with that? We have the Shader Showdown specialists going one against the other. I think Newson might have a slight advantage because he did a lot of stuff for the Pico 8, right? So he has a lot more experience dealing with these kind of platforms.
Yeah, it's always fun to be against him for me because we did exactly the same studies course. So we went to the same university. He's a doctor. He has his PhD in the same research team I'm doing mine right now. So it's and we work in the same company and
you can't escape it. You can't escape
no,
it.
I can't. But I don't want to. That's really fun battling against him
and you both have different styles, so that's interesting to see as well. So I think that's one of the most interesting things of watching people battle is like they put their own spin. They don't just make a tunnel; they make a tunnel in the way that they like to see the tunnels, and that's what makes things shine, in my humble opinion.
we have both our ways of doing stuff, and we respect each other, and that's usually really great and stressful, but great to be against him.
And then the other semifinal that we will have is going to be Super Rogue versus Orbital Decay. So the party organizer against Orbi. I don't know if the party organizer has time to be participating on this. He's supposed to be preparing the compos. How the hell is he gonna participate? But well, good luck anyway, Super Rogue and Orbital Decay. I really like the tunnel that Orbital Decay was doing, so I think Super Rogue's gonna have a hard time. But let's see. He also practiced a lot with the TIC-80, doing a lot of stuff, so it's gonna be a fun match to see for sure. And the last part that we have for the schedule of this morning show, while we still have a few minutes left, 5 minutes left to go over what's coming up next on the deadline. Is there anything in particular that any of you, Philippine or Rolla, are looking forward to? I'll start with you, Philippine. Is there anything that you have your eye on?
Well, of course, I'm waiting for the fantasy console 256 bytes intros compo
So am I.
because I will be able to understand, I think, what it's behind the eye aesthetic.
Yeah, your mind will be blown even harder because you see people doing stuff that you didn't thought it was possible.
Yeah.
Did you
Exactly.
explore the scanline thing at all? Because I only learned about
No,
scanline after I done mine. I'm like, you can actually do some fancy trickery if you
yeah, I
wanted
really
to.
want to try that out if I can today to be able to maybe make something with it during the battle. I don't know yet. But yeah, I
Okay.
want to experiment with that definitely.
Okay. So timetable for Sunday. I'm gonna go through it real quick, and then I'm gonna ask Rolla what is his highlight. So we're gonna have the Best of ZX Spectrum playlist, a seminar on size coding by for Apple II by Dieter. We're gonna have the 16-byte intro showcase, which should also be interesting around noon. Around 12:30, we're gonna have a BK0010 and 11 playlist. Then around 1 o'clock, we'll have the size coding roundtable with Helmut, Gasman, and Sensenstall, which was very interesting to record. So I really recommend you guys to check it out. At 2:30, we'll have the best of 256 bytes. Then we have the byte battle in the middle, and the rest of the best of 256 bytes. The game competition for the 256 bytes is going to be around 4:30. Then at 5 we'll have a DJ set by Go to 80. At 6 a seminar on spectrum coding, which I definitely want to catch, and probably my kid will not let me, and I'll have to see the recording. And then around 7 we'll have the 64-byte intro compo, which should be really cool. The final at the byte battle around 8 o'clock. At 9 the old school 256-byte compo. Then we'll have the fantasy console at around 10:15, and then the high-end 256-byte intro comp around 10:30. So a lot of stuff coming up. This is like the highlight of the party. Rolla, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, of course, I'm looking forward to the competitions I was entering, which is the high-end 256 and 64 bytes thing, but also the game competition, which I haven't found the time to do. I am looking forward to that, and the size coding roundtable has people that I know and have chatted with at least today. So I'll be looking forward to that if I can catch it.
If
I'm also a little sad that Jin X with his many prolific entries cannot join the biathlon because he doesn't have the 128 byte thing
Oof,
covered.
rough. Maybe if he glued them together, pulled like a Helmut, and put all of his 32-byte entries into one 128, he could have finished that. But well, at least he participated on the party. I guess that's what really matters.
Yeah, so I'll be looking forward to the whole tomorrow whatever I can catch.
Okay, so that's what we're looking forward to on Sundays today, day, and then around 11:30, if you don't have too many delays, we'll have the results show, and the awards being given out for the biathlon, and then we'll have some closing videos and a DJ set by Lindrum to close up the evening. It's going to be a fun day. Hope you guys have great fun. Any last words before we head out, Philippine? Anything you would like to add?
Uh, uh,
No.
I really like the idea of having demo party all about small size coded stuff, and I guess it wasn't the first time, but I don't know. I like being involved in Lovebyte.
Okay, Arola, any last words from you?
Uh, well, I would just like to thank the organizers to getting me out of my passive phase and actually making me do something worthwhile. And I'd be looking forward to chatting with people around and seeing all the program you can provide. So have fun, everyone, and have a nice morning.
Okay, enjoy the rest of the morning. Coming up next, we have the Best of ZX Spectrum intro show. So hope you guys enjoy. See you around on the chat. Take care.
See you
Bye.
and good luck. Bye bye.